Hello and welcome back to another Meet the Streamer series. Today we have the wonderful Hagland Gaming.
Hello, hello.
We've had a lot of technical issues here, so apologies for that. So thanks, Hagland, for recording all this.
That's no problem.
So appreciate that. Okay, so your streaming name, Hagland, how did that come about, and what made you really like hit the button to go live with Twitch?
Well, I apparently did something that you shouldn't do. I used my own name.
Oh,
So,
right,
yeah.
okay.
So, it's me gaming, basically. That's the way I like got into or figured out my name because everyone called me that from like the get-go. So, uh like how I got into streaming in general, I think a friend of mine he Scott kind of roped me into it. Like he was streaming, and then another friend started streaming, and then I went like, "Yeah, okay, let's give this a shot." So yeah, started off pretty pretty bare bones with like decent enough PC and stream elements, stock overlays, stock everything, and I think I streamed to start GTA 5, and then I moved into World of Warships for a while, at least in the
And that's
beginning.
where I've managed to pick you up from because I think I joined you when you started doing that fair amount because of
Yeah,
my background with World of Warships. So you've now, I know you watched you quite a few times. You've moved into change your style and variety. You
yeah,
do a lot of different things. Would you class yourself as a variety streamer, or you just literally, you know what, I just play what I like, do what I like? Because
yeah.
you
Like
also do art and
for
the singing one. I can't remember his name now.
Twitch things.
That's the one.
Yeah, for me, it's never been about like classifying myself as anything on Twitch. It's usually more I do this to meet people, do this for entertainment. I started off in like World of Warships, and I did notice that the community was great, so I kind of stuck with that for a good long while, and also
Mhm.
really enjoyed the gameplay of that game for the longest time. Sort of burnt myself out on it a little bit in the like next how long did I stream that game? 5 months, 4 months, and yeah, I just moved on to other stuff that I like doing. So I never have a like set plan for what I want to do for every stream. I usually go there and go panic mode. What do I play? But it's for the most part for me. It's not about the games at all. It's the reason why I choose games that are slow paced. It doesn't require like a ton of skill or a constant focus on the game to do.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's the chat interaction and like the community that like gets me hooked on a game and like sticking with a game, I suppose.
yeah, true. I think the community is the biggest thing that keeps me drawing back when I have a bit of a down day and go, oh, I can't be bothered to stream. It's the community go, actually, no, they're there,
Yeah,
they're waiting for me, and they're the ones that really enjoy enjoyment out of it.
yeah, definitely.
Um, talk about the community. Obviously, there's some darker sides to the internet. Have you had any trouble with any sort of trolls or being targeted in any way?
It depends on the game and depends on the category for the most part. In World of Warships, it was completely fine usually. Of course, there's like one or two every other stream that comes in and says something nasty and then leaves or gets banned. But in certain categories, there are certain games that I just don't play anymore, for instance. And there's also certain categories like just chatting, for instance. Oh, that's a cesspool at times. So it's all about choosing your categories because there has been like big raids, like big raids of like 300-400 people coming in. Like some of them might be bots, some of them might not. But yeah, it's been issues. A fair bit, at least. You do paint yourself as kind of a target on Twitch the moment you put the LGBTQIA plus sign under like the tag underneath the stream. So
Yeah.
like people search after that specific one and then come on in. Doesn't matter what game you play really, but yeah, certain categories are better than others.
So you said you had an okay PC. How okay was it when you started out? What kit did you have?
Even I think that was the PC I had when I started out. I think I was on a Intel 2011 like processor. It was a oh god, what was it? 3930K or whatever it was called back then, and like a 680, yeah, GTX 680. That was a while ago, and like I upgraded, I guess, a half a year into me starting streaming, and then I went like back and forth a while because I was working in my hometown, and like the old rig was then sent back home, so my father got that as sort of a gift, and then I just used that whenever I lived at home and streamed from my bedroom basically. So yeah, been through various setups since then. Went for a Ryzen 1800X and 1080 Ti, and then moved on last summer due to Twitch donations and stuff to the Ryzen 3900.
And you are the proud owner, because we know, of a 3090 now.
Yeah, just caught it last night or yesterday, daytime. So tried my first stream with it yesterday, and it like some growing pains. Like it was riddled. that stream was riddled with technical difficulties, just because it's not completely plug and play for some reason.
No.
All my audio sources were gone. Had to set all of it up again on stream because I thought, oh yeah, it's gonna be fine. No, always test streams before you go live.
No.
So it was an interesting stream. We tried to also discover that. Oh yeah, we also discovered that the capture card didn't work, so we had to do it the hard way. So yeah, that's one like weird thing about my setup though, is that even though I use a one single PC setup, I'd still use a capture card because due to the variety of games I play, a lot of Microsoft games do not capture well via either like screen capture or application capture or window capture. It's atrocious. Like it's choppy. You can't see anything. It's terrible. So I got a 2 PC setup to start, or like what's otherwise also known as like Dexy's PC, my fiance.
Does she allow you to use it then?
Yeah, like I had to for a little while, but then I just thought, if all the capture card does is like convert video out to like a streamable thing or a video file, basically, it shouldn't matter if I have it in my own PC. It's not the horsepower I lack to like convert the stream and then also send it out. It's or encode the stream. It's the fact that I can't just capture the screen. So now I got it working again, and in every hard to capture game, I just put it on display capture, and it captures everything. So it's working perfectly so far.
Fantastic. Right, on that note, hope you've provided some lovely photographs of your old stream setup and your current stream setup. So we'll cue the music and roll the B-roll. you for those wonderful photographs. Your stream setup has definitely changed over the era, and I'm very, very jealous of your 3090. So if it doesn't work, like you were saying, just you can feel free to send it over.
Yeah,
It'll
by
be
all
hopefully
means.
a good home. By all
I'll
means,
ship
thank
it
you.
right on over. Yeah, yeah.
I'm teasing. Anyway, now this part where we start looking at your actual stream setup in terms of your scenes and how you operate the stream and day and while you're playing. So I'm going to take myself out the room now. And so do you want to take me to a game, as it were, of your first scene?
Yeah, sure. Game for me. There we go. Hello. I always manage to talk over my transitions for some strange reason, or the stinger. So yeah, I try to keep it sort of clean with regards to the stream layout. It's changed quite a bit. It went from like a ton of small little boxes to like down below, sort of out to the side here, and also like very in your face sort of art style, and I didn't rightly enjoy it. It was sort of halfway 90-ish or 90s-ish. So
just pretty bring up the disco ball and just go for it type thing, like really in your face.
Yeah, like
so,
it isn't as bad as some others where they have like a ton of stuff like all the way to the side, and the stream itself is a tiny little picture in the middle. I tried to keep it sort of like understated, like camera and just a box that changes colors behind it. So I had to do that in After Effects, and that took me way longer than I'd like to admit, but we got it done eventually.
Must admit, so you don't have a bits container or a very cluttering up the screen. You generally go for a very much clean screen of there's the webcam, this is the game, this is who I am, let's play. And I do know you also have a chat box, which obviously we can't replicate here because we're having a chat.
And also like right down below my finger here, the text that shows up on the camera itself, that's follows, and like it rotates between follows, subscribers, and this is the bits one basically.
I want to just go through different scenes now and tell us why you have them and why they're important.
Yeah, like I'll probably disappear from camera, but on the starting screen I went for something that's very not really ostentatious or a lot. I tried to go for like a neon look on it, and I may go back and animate it in After Effects, but it's also a lot of work to do that. So it's just basically a picture right now, and I went, like I said, for the neon cyberpunkish look because I've always enjoyed that sort of genre when it comes to games or videos and stuff like that. And yeah, the stinger I made also in After Effects. This is my general chat screen. It's like, again, just a logo, latest subscriber, latest share and follower, and then the chat box out to the right of me here. So I'm not really happy with it. I think I'm gonna try and change it a little bit where it's less there, like less overlay, and try and just make it a little bit more like a plain camera screen with like either overlaid text on like a translucent background here that I add in either via like just a black box where I adjust the transparency a little bit. So we'll figure that out eventually. Then we have like one that I never actually use. It's a terrible one. It's switching games. I usually just go back to chat screen and sit around there talking a while because I do like I do capture all of it instead of just the application itself. So
Yep.
then everyone would see like what I was doing on my personal PC.
Cool.
Then I have the game one. You've seen that?
Cool. You made your own stinger. What made you want to make your own rather than necessarily go down the route of paying various, like going to Nerd or Die to like just download one? What made you just go for, you know what, I'm going to make one? Was it just the curiosity of it, or you just like doing that, or was it the personalization?
Like not all of it is made by me. Like the say the starting screen here, the background picture, and just the fonts and the glow effects on it, and that's a Fiverr commission. I think it was like
Okay,
$10. Um,
nice.
and but I did change out. I took stuff that they made, for instance, and let's just quickly show that. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Here we go. I did make this. I just took the text they had made and the assets that they had created for me. They
Mhm.
handed all of the raw files in, and just did a plain blank background and as my BRB screen, so I could just turn that on whenever I needed to, like just leave and get a drink or something. Then people can still
Yep.
watch the game and still know that I'm back, or not back yet, I suppose.
And you said it took you a while to get to here, so you did have a lot of things in there, but you just decided to come to this standard, as it were.
Yeah, like for me, it's been like a calling it a journey is sort of weird, but it's been a development through like the entire start until now. You always
Mm.
try to improve a little bit, even though if it's just um, like a little like layout change or a new microphone, or like it's like constantly doing small little upgrades to the quality of it, basically. You don't
Yeah.
need to go like full on get two PCs, get a professional stream mic or a mixer or all of that stuff in the first day. Like that, I wouldn't say that that's like a good idea, because you don't know if you like it or not. And the more
Of
you
course, the
keep,
outlay's quite a lot as well, because
yeah,
to get a decent microphone set up is at least, I'd say, £100, $120
yeah,
easy to afford to get a decent setup.
you can get
Talking,
like really decent for cheap, but it's then it's all about like being conscious about it and actually going bargain hunting for it. But yeah,
what microphone do you currently use at the moment? Then, what have you come
um,
from to currently to?
I went from a mod mic to start, just like on like the ones that you clip on the headset.
Yeah.
Then I went on to the Rode NT1 on the boom arm, because I had it on the desk to start and it was terrible. You could hear everything, like any typing, any, yeah. And now I'm just testing out a microphone that I got from a friend of the stream, Jack Witt.
Is this
So
the shotgun?
yeah, she
The
had
shotgun
this
one.
shotgun mic that I used to try and like limit a little bit of feedback from, or not feedback, but background noise, because we're two people in the room most of the time, and this is the living room. So trying to like eliminate a lot of like the sounds that like are in the room though. So yeah.
Mm. Yeah, all the feedbacks. And did you do quite a lot of have you had done a lot of soundproofing in your room, or is it
Oh
just
no.
literally using tech to try and cut all that background out?
Um, yeah, like it's been a journey of going with Reaper and trying different filters, setting up noise gates, uh, like various tools in that regard.
Mm.
Because by then I didn't have a mixer, I just had the audio interface to plug the mic straight into that. It worked for a while, but I kind of wanted a little bit more flexibility with it. So most of it is tech related. Haven't been able to do any sort of sound isolation in the room, because like the other person is there, like behind me and to the side, so I can't exactly throw up a sound
Pretty high,
isolating wall.
Dexy.
Yeah, she's actually in the room right now, so watching a movie.
You sound like you've done a very good job in isolating her sounds. That's a bit of a weird one. Sorry. That's and on that faux pas, let's cue the music and check out her streams through the ages. Very much. We've used some of the old Twitch clips there to bring it together. So next thing's a bit more of a personal touch to your stream. So how has streaming helped you as a person? Has it just been a great hobby that you've now that's developed into a big community? How has it helped you as a person, like grab all these people to come and watch you on a weekly basis, as it were?
For me, myself, and I do like enjoy what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing it. So sometimes, of course, it feels like you're working, you need like time off, but like you always go back to it, and it's mostly down to like the friends you make along the way. Never really, how should I put it, anticipated like meeting as many people as I have over Twitch. Some that like I still continue to talk to like every day. And also just the fact that the community of trans folk in like Norway in general isn't huge. So actually, I've met more trans people via Twitch than I actually have like in real life in Norway. So that's building a community there, I suppose, and like having people to talk to and meet. So
that's fantastic. So you've sort of met, because it's a global like program, as it were. You've met others, trans people across, and got similar feelings, similar issues and stuff, so you can talk to them as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's mostly like the social aspect that's like Twitch is good for me, because like the moment you hit 30, like where do you actually meet friends anymore? Like in real life, like where do you like meet new people to talk to outside of going out to a bar, for instance, or like having a very specific hobby where you need to be in the same room as people. So yeah, like it's been a lot of help on like the social side, which is fantastic. So yeah, that's one of the bonuses to it, at least.
I must admit, I'm hitting the similar sort of age, and it's amazing. What made me personally, when I started streaming myself, was the age range of people streaming. I thought it was very young people, finding people my age and higher playing regularly, streaming regularly with thousands of views and etc. It's quite moving. It's quite phenomenal.
Yeah, especially when you see people and they're like 50, 60 streaming, and like you have 20-year-olds watching, and still build up a community around that because they enjoy the work or enjoy the show.
Yeah, it's true. It does feel like a bit of show business. So where do you think your stream will go now? Clearly, you've invested back into your streaming equipment with your with the payouts and savings, etc., to get better equipment like 3090, all the different microphones. Where do you think you will see your stream going? A, equipment wise, and B, as a platform, effectively.
For me, it's always been like, if it happens, it happens. Like talking about going full time and stuff like that. I'm far off of that specific like level or plateau. For me, it's like as a hobby, and I think it's gonna stay as a hobby as well because yeah, it's a lot of work to actually make it, and it's also like really dependent on luck. So throwing away like a stable job for something that's really uncertain, I don't see myself doing it. But doing it, like continuing doing it, of course, is gonna happen. But moving forward, like current upgrades to like the rig, it's maybe a DSLR downline, but that's dependent on the income I get from Twitch because I use Twitch money for Twitch. So like that's how I get my upgrades, and that's how I will keep getting my upgrades basically. I have a lot of other stuff to save up for in real life. So.
Yeah, life and house and everything else.
Exactly.
It's a big content. And do you see yourself going to? I know going to moving to other platforms like YouTube as well to try and increase the player base, as it were.
Yeah, definitely. Like for me, it's always been slightly problematic. Well, not even problematic, but I've streamed quite a bit. Every day. So I did not exactly have time to capture footage and do stuff like that for YouTube. I tried to make a video once and I put it up there, but I need to actually sit down and focus more on that if I want to do it. And I kind of do want to get into stuff like YouTube and stuff, but it is way more work. And like I said, I do this for the social aspect, and you just don't get that same community feeling on YouTube outside of like YouTube comments. So it's kind of limited for me in that regard. So maybe I'll start uploading certain gameplay videos when I feel like it, and start like learning to edit, because I think that's like what's mainly stopping me. I need to learn all the basic steps of YouTubing before I can YouTube, as opposed to Twitch, where you go live and hello world, there you are.
Yeah, it's true. It's a different style of problem, isn't it? I mean,
yeah,
because you feel sometimes with YouTube you can put a lot of effort in and you get 10 views, and you're like, oh, I can stream for the same amount of effort for 10 views. It's just like, and the starting up is a little different. It's quickly.
Yeah, and
so what would
the algorithm is also a lot better on YouTube for finding a new sort of audience. So it depends for me wholly on audience size. Like if I was starting out right now, definitely do more Twitch or more YouTube, and then a little bit of Twitch later. But it's what, like, if I really wanted to focus on growing, by all means I would do more YouTube stuff to bring people over to Twitch. But kind of happy where it's at, and it's also like I do get like more people in every time I stream, so it might be slower, but I have no need to like grow quickly. Let's go with that.
Let's go. Yeah. You did bring up a point, but what would be your like three or top 5 tips of if somebody wanted to get into Twitch streaming? What would be your comments?
Number 1 is just do it. Like I know so many people who are terrified of going on, like putting themselves out there. It's understandably terrifying when you first start out, but it's also completely fine. If you don't have like great gear, or turn down the quality a little bit. And like the most important thing is actually just doing it and getting used to it. Second tip is get a decent sounding microphone, as opposed to DSLR and a $1,000 graphics card. Just get a decent microphone so that people like find your voice soothing to listen to. And that was number 2, I guess. Number 3 is don't stop talking ever. Like, just go out and practice as you walk on the street, just talking to yourself. You may get looks. I've gotten them. And just having a constant
I mean,
like
having a
stream of
dialogue,
consciousness.
maybe.
Well, not only that, if you're streaming for 0 people, just continue talking. Like, just what are you doing? Why are you doing it? Funny stories about what happened to me today. Like just continually talking, because if you don't talk when you're on 0 and you suddenly start talking the moment that that counters like lists 1 viewer, he's gone 20 seconds ago because you were silent the entire time. So always continually talking and having a stream of consciousness is like my biggest tip to getting people engaged, at least, and have a list of topics to talk about. Like, it could be like the cookies your grandma made 40 years ago, but it's still something for people to listen to. It doesn't even have to be relevant for the game. So yeah, number 4.
Well, I don't have to have loads here, but
No, that's about it. That's about it, really. Just talk.
So talk, just do it, and make sure you have a good microphone, which is not the first time.
Decent
microphone. Yeah, decent microphone. And where? So we're coming to the end now, really. But so where and when do you where do you stream? Clearly, you stream on Twitch, but when do you stream? At what times? And do you tailor your days you stream? So on a Monday you do this game, Tuesday you do this game, Wednesday this game.
I stream every night or not every night. That was before. I stream Tuesday to Friday from 9 Central European time. So 1 hour ahead of you Brits. And I never tailor any of my streams. So if you want to see what I'm streaming that day, you will just have to come in and look. Because I don't know until like 5 minutes until stream starts. So usually we also sit like 10 minutes after stream starts and go like, so what should we play today, guys? Help me. Like, it's it's very like a lot of stuff is planned with regards to what we're going to talk about, or like stuff that I bring up to like discuss and stuff like that. But actual games, I struggle each and every time. So yeah.
She's a mean-ass Rocket League player, folks, so you can always invite her to play that.
Like, if you get me to play that, I will be mean, just not, like, in a good way.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Well, it's over to you now there. So we've gone through the main points. Is there anything else you would like to say before we close the interview?
Well, if you do enjoy simulators, feel free to drop on by, because that's what we mainly focus on. And yeah, come in and chat. I had to plug myself. Like, the only viable way to do this.
Oh, thank you very much. And once again, thanks for coming on and for recording all this. So many thanks, folks. Of course, if you want to be on this series, then give us a buzz. Like and subscribe, both of us. All the links of where you'll find Hagland will be down in the description or up in whatever corner I find, because I can never get the right angle. So until next time, goodbye.
Bye.